Hey everyone, my name is Christoph Jakob. I'm a nature enthusiast and a music composer for video. Whee! Whee!
Last time, we checked out the main battle theme or normal battle theme, whatever you want to call it really, from Mario Luigi Brothership. Today, let's have a look at the first boss theme that you hear in the game. Some people refer to it as the mini-boss or the mid-boss theme. Let's go. I love the intro. I actually already have to stop this and talk about just how interesting the intro is, compositionally and thematically. It's fascinating just how much information and context you can give a listener by the way a piece of music opens. There are two melodic lines in the intro that are quite similar on a compositional level. Listen how the lead melody, which is played by brass instruments, rises chromatically. Chromatically basically just means that you're moving up or down a scale without skipping a single note. In contrast, listen again to what the bass is doing. If we're talking about movement, then the bass is doing the exact opposite of the lead melody. It's moving down chromatically. The first image that I have in mind when I hear something like this is actually that of stairs. You, the hero...
I'm the hero? Thank you so much! I've been working hard on that.
Not you. Get out of here. You try to fight your way to the top. The boss, however, already is at the top, and they are trying to block your way. They are slowly walking down, ready to beat you up. Very quirky melody already. The bass is doing the same thing though. I love the organ sound. The melody in this first section is a prime example for how to write music that is quirky and lighthearted. If you want to write a piece of music that people are generally going to associate these kinds of adjectives with, there's a few things you can do which actually all happen here. The bass is staying on one and the same note. This automatically makes our focus shift towards other instruments to a degree. The main melody may sound super simple, but I'm sure there's actually a lot of thought put behind it. Before we talk about that in detail, this is how it sounds like. If you use a lot of out-of-key notes that relatively quickly move to stable notes that are in key again, this is what generally tends to sound quirky and awkward. The very first note that the main melody is actually playing here is a sharp 4 or sharp 11. That's essentially the same thing. This is a very unstable note, but because it quickly moves to the 5, one of the most stable notes in a key, it doesn't sound wrong to us at all. That is quirky. Next, we're landing and staying on the 7, which I'd say is actually also pretty unexpected. These three notes alone imply that we're on a so-called Lydian dominant scale. That is just a fancy way of describing a major scale that has a sharp 4 and a flat 7 in it. On top of that, listen to what the melody is doing towards the end of the first melodic line. Instead of landing on the 3rd, we're actually landing on the flat 3rd. This note is out of key and really shouldn't be here. But once again, because it quickly resolves to a note that is in key again, it sounds quirky. You really couldn't write a melody that is more quirky than this. Okay, I was expecting it to go somewhere else. No, but it's building up. That's cool. Are we going up again? Yes. Very simplistic, to be honest, but it sounds amazing. The second section is essentially the same as the first section, just with brass and strings instruments for some additional intensity. I actually do like that the composer decided to more or less loop the first section. It gives you some time to actually get used to what you're hearing. There is of course more behind it than just copying and pasting though. It also makes the tune more easily digestible. I honestly love doing that in my own music as well. Very simplistic to be honest, but it sounds amazing. Ah yes, I remember this from playing the game, this part. Ba-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-dum. Very cool. Kinda bluesy. Okay, this part is all over the place. So far, this boss theme has mostly sounded upbeat, quirky and lighthearted. This new section starts to lean a little bit more into the more tense and serious vibes that boss tunes in the Mario and Luigi franchise generally tend to convey. Or more like, it's like a constant back and forth between quirky and lighthearted and serious. I'm a sucker for the blues vibes that we're getting to hear here. The melody is leaning into the so-called blues scale at some points. This kind of scale sounds edgy, cool, and a little dark maybe. The second half of the section sounds like the actual climax part of this tune. There's no real counterpoint, no call and response, nothing like that happening here. All we're getting to hear is that the instruments are playing the exact same thing at the exact same time. This is called unison. They are playing in unison. Whenever instruments are playing in unison, it emphasizes the main melody, making the entire piece of music sound grand and majestic. And in the context of a boss tune, often menacing and threatening. It's like the melody is saying something like,
Playtime is over. Time to beat you up.
I also remember this part from playing. I love how cutesy it sounds out of nowhere. Yeah, honestly, this tune is a real joy to listen to. I love it. The very final section is probably my favorite part in the tune because it's also the most memorable one in my opinion. Right after this threatening chaotic climax, there's the exact opposite happening once again. What we're getting to hear is a flute instrument that is joyfully playing a quirky and bluesy melody, I guess. It's a very nice contrast to the previous section though. The chords behind that quirky melody actually do keep some of the tension. It goes something like this. This is for sure my favorite bottle theme? This is for sure my favorite battle theme in the game so far. Really cool. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm currently streaming this game every Monday and Thursday, so drop by and say hi should you ever see me live. I've actually written a bunch of Mario and Luigi inspired music myself too. The music from this series genuinely made me a better composer, I'd say. As always, I will link it at the end of the video. Thank you so much and I'll see you all next time.